I've made over 170 what I eat style videos, and in this one I'm explaining to you why I stopped. I posted my first YouTube video back in October of 2020, just shy of 5 years ago, and I became known for this style of video. My what I eat in a days, my what I eat in a weeks, this is how I gained most of my followership.
You want to know what I ate this week? I get it. It's an interesting thing to know.
And add on top of that, they were vegan videos. I shared a I'm not vegan anymore video back in 2024, about 10 months ago, and lost thousands of followers, of course. I respect that, I understand that. And I'm sure I'm going to lose a lot more in this video as well. I respect it, I understand it, but my own personal mental health, well-being, and actually following the looming cloud that has been telling me that these videos are inauthentic and uninspiring and lack the creative flow that I desire in my own personal life, I had to listen to it, and this is that story. Okay. Hey. This is a weird one. I feel slightly uncomfortable right now, but this is the 9th video that I'm posting from my last what I eat in a week video, and I feel like it was the right choice. I needed to take a break. I really needed to take a break for a variety of reasons. I felt drained, I was uninspired, they didn't feel authentic to me anymore, and recovering. Actually for reals. And it's been something I've talked about on my channel many times for a long time, basically since the very beginning. And yeah, there's been so many areas in my life that I have healed to do with food and my relationship with food. And I thought I was in a good space. And that's the crazy thing about this process of working through this sort of thing, is sometimes you think that you're in a good space because you've worked on maybe a handful of things. But looking at filming every single thing that I eat for a week or even just a day, it's not healthy. It was not healthy for my mindset. It was not healthy for me in general. Just the weight that it was carrying on me was so heavy, and I didn't fully recognize how heavy it was until I intentionally decided to take a break and stop filming them. And when I did that, oh my goodness, like filming everything that you eat in a day, in a week, going over that footage, realizing, oh, like I forgot to film this snack on this day, or I forgot to film my dinner on that day, or like I lost the footage to this, like what did I even eat on this day? And it's like you're questioning and reviewing every single thing. I was questioning and reviewing every single thing that I ate constantly, and then painting it as this like color graded, clipped together with background music and a voiceover claiming to, have it all together in some way, shape, or form, or, not. I think I've been somewhat honest throughout my journey, but at the same time, sometimes you actually don't really know what's going on with yourself until you take a break from the thing that's causing you the anxiety. And I didn't realize how much anxiety these things were causing me until I intentionally took a break, like I just said. I'm gonna get into my story now because I think this is one of the best ways for me to, I guess, explain to you guys watching this how I have went from one space to another space, that evolution of self. And it was really important for me to also go through my life and my mind and navigate this situation too. So I have my laptop here with some notes because I think it was important for me to make notes instead of just rambling off the top of my head. And yeah, this is a serious topic. This isn't just me being like, okay, like I stopped making one type of video, now I make another type of video. This is like me being like, no, like there's a mental health problem here, and I know my story is far from a solo story. So many people that watch this channel struggle and have been through it. And if my little human superpower is to get in front of the camera and share, I'm gonna do that. So hey, some positive encouragement and reinforcement would be very nice in the comment section. I don't know how this video will be perceived. Sometimes I have an idea and sometimes I am drastically wrong. So hopefully it is perceived well, but you know, everyone has their own opinions, and that's okay. I'm doing a little ramble. So let's get into it. If you've been hanging out with me for a while, you know that I went vegetarian when I was 11 years old. This was the, realization that animals had to die for me to eat them, and that was drastically altering my life perspective, and it was just like a big aha wow moment for me. I was 11, I was a child and like gaining that information and really like recognizing those truths and putting them together, I was like, oh my goodness, like this is insanity. And so I went vegetarian, and I was vegetarian for several years. I had a period of time at the beginning of high school where I stopped being vegetarian. I don't fully understand why I did that. I can't remember the exact reason, but I did that for maybe 6 months or 10 months, somewhere in that range, maybe a little less than a year, but around half a year. And I decided to become vegetarian again. And then over that period of time, as being like a young teenager, mid-teenager, I shifted from vegetarianism to veganism, and it was a slow evolution. It wasn't like a one-track mind decision that I made one day. It was me cutting out dairy, and then me slowly cutting out eggs and, whatever other animal products that I noticed were in other things that I was buying. Then I became vegan, and this was around the age of like maybe 17. And then I was vegan from the time I was 17 to the time I was 24. The reason I went vegetarian when I was 11 was obviously authentic, but as I maneuvered through life and became a teenager, and diet culture and bullying and shame-based mindsets and a lot of childhood trauma that was suppressed and now I can say was deeply affecting me, altered my view of my body and health. And I didn't think, I don't know when that sentence got to me, but something got to me. I should have brought tissues. So the reason I continued on this diet was not for the original reason that I started it. It was from a fearful, health-obsessed, food-obsessed, restrictive space that I was in, where I was legitimately afraid of a lot of things. And I know that if you have an ED, that fear is very real to you and you understand it. For somebody that doesn't experience it or has never experienced that, like, it may seem a little weird for me to say that or not fully comprehensible, but just as somebody may be petrified of heights or scared of spiders, other people are afraid of whatever their fear foods are. So back in 2020, 2021, there was that, surge of anti-diet culture, which I'm so grateful for, because I honestly feel like consuming that type of content really, really helped shift my mindset and change my mindset. And I felt really confident in my body. I felt really, confident in my food choices. I felt really good. And I was like in a really good space. I obviously had not dealt with a lot of things to do with like my veganism. I was still very much like suppressing that side, but the fear of different fear foods that I had within veganism had really changed. And I started to see things a lot differently. I started to see my body a lot differently. I started to appreciate my body a lot more and be a lot more confident, like I've already said. And I even, was sharing this on the internet. I was sharing via Instagram through different reels. I was sharing in my voiceovers, in my what I eat in a day videos, and also in my what I eat in a week videos, and also in my what I eat in a day videos and vlog style. I was talking about this sort of thing, and it was genuine. Like I even just looking back at that space I was in a good space. I was happy, I was healthy, I felt good, and I'm super proud of Julia back then for putting that confidence in herself and really shifting and growing a lot of her mindset. The catalyst for me, however, to put me back in a bad space had really nothing actually to do with food or to do with being triggered around food, but it was me suppressing childhood trauma that that reopened the door for my shame-based negative mindsets that were obsessive and restrictive. So in 2022, this remembering of something that happened to me as a child came up. And if you follow me and, watch my Instagram and in my podcast and stuff, you'll know what I'm talking about. That remembering came up in 2022, and I shoved her back down. I shoved her back down as much as I could. I told the first person ever the truth, and then basically had a mental breakdown after that, and packed up my stuff and lived in my car for 4 months and did this whole nature adventure because I really felt in my soul like I just needed to be around trees. Like all I wanted to do was be around trees and feel safe. And so although that was a beautiful experience that I am forever grateful for, it was a mode of distraction for me. I'm not gonna lie, I was running away from something, and I was scared. I didn't feel like I had anyone I could rely on or trust or fall back on or talk about this sort of thing in a real way, because my family is very dysfunctional and displaced, and I'm not close with my parents. So yeah, I just felt like my nervous system was really, really unregulated. I didn't know how to get it back into regulation, and so I started relying on old habits and fears to give me some form of comfort. Then in 2023, I started traveling with my then boyfriend, and again, such an amazing experience, and I'm so grateful for it. And I've always wanted to travel. I've always wanted to see different things and experience life, experience the world. It is something that I've dreamed about since I was 15 years old. I would sit and journal about it, and I just wanted to know if I did it when I was an older, person. I'm journaling about this so heavily when I was 15, and being in that moment, there was so much gratitude and so much awe and wonderment and amazement, but my nervous system was so unregulated, and it was a fight to feel comfortable and confident and happy and present in the moment. And again, it was I was suppressing it. I really, really, really was. I was kind of gaslighting myself and, just pushing things down as much as I could. And the result was not feeling good in my skin, not feeling confident, and just emotional dysregulation, not trusting people, not trusting myself. And came back from a bout of travel, and then when traveling again with another friend, because me and that boyfriend broke up, and during that time is when I started to kind of recognize that my ED was back. And looking back at it now, it was back in full force. but I didn't want to like recognize that or see that. But it was back in full force, the amount of anxiety I got from not knowing where my next meal was going to come from not knowing where we were going to eat, what we were going to eat, not knowing if or when I would be able to cook for myself, feeling guilty for not maintaining a particular type of diet, like not even veganism, but just like fresh vegetables and fruits and things like that. I felt like I wasn't getting enough. I wasn't, fueling my body properly. I wasn't treating my body right. I was, freaking out about the food that I was consuming. And as a vegan as well, I was also concerned about my health because I wasn't, getting enough nutrients. I wasn't meeting the requirements to maintain this plant-based diet that I was on. I interchange the word vegan and plant-based because when I started being vegan, the word plant-based, the term plant-based wasn't really a thing. And I know that veganism is like this moral stance and plant-based diet is more of the diet, but I mean, some people have a different different opinion or what plant-based even means. I've even had comments being like, you're still plant-based because the majority of your diet is plants. So I'm like, I don't know. I think most of us can just assume or know that veganism means no animal products at all. And when I say that, I'm not talking about the ethical stance of it. I'm more so referring to it as a diet, just for clarification. I know someone's gonna get mad at me in the comments about it. It's fine. But I was not fueling my body in a way that I thought was sufficient for the vegan diet that I was on. And it was causing me a lot of stress, like a lot of stress. And I, again, didn't fully recognize it. And, there was times where food would come out and, orders would be wrong and it wouldn't come out vegan, or I'd realize while eating it, there was some sort of animal product in it. And I didn't want it to be a big deal. I tried not to make it a big deal because I was like around other people. I didn't want to, act like I was obsessed over food, or I was stressed out about it, or I cared. I just want to be like, no, I'm it's fine. Because I just wanted to be, perceived as healed and calm and chill about things. And it didn't matter, but it mattered to me in the moment. It did. And it, slowly degraded my mental health. And I was really suppressing how much I was actually struggling during that time. I just want to add that at the end of 2022, I started therapy, and looking back at it, the therapist that I was with was not actually all that helpful and kind of put me off therapy for a while. After that experience, I just kind of decided to take it into my own hands again, as I had always done, and try to figure it out myself. And so that was kind of like 2023, figuring it out myself. And then at the beginning of 2024, I landed in South Africa, and that's where I am now. And being in South Africa, I felt a lot of relief because I was able to grocery shop and cook for myself, and I had my own kitchen, and that gave me a lot of temporary satisfaction and feelings of wellness and goodness, which didn't continue because there was those voices still in the back of my head, whether as voices or I guess a looming cloud, if I want to put it like that, so that way people don't think I'm like, actually, I'm not hearing voices. That's what I'm saying. There was a looming cloud that was hanging over me, and I didn't know what it was really from. I just didn't feel good again. I didn't feel good. I was not happy. I was not confident. I was not comfortable in my own skin. I wanted to hide myself, hide my body. I didn't really want to share, legitimately, I didn't want to share. And I took months off of Instagram because just even opening the app gave me anxiety, and I didn't know how to articulate that. I didn't know what was going on with me. I just kind of blamed myself. Really, I was just blaming myself for not being productive, not sharing, not having a story, whatever. Like I was just shaming and blaming myself. I decided to start therapy again, and my therapist told me that I was depressed, and this therapist actually was very helpful to me. She helped me recognize a lot of my trauma and how things interconnected, and just being able to share was very useful to me, obviously. But, you know, there was still a lot of things to do. I also started to see a naturopath, and she, although very understanding with my diet choices, she, you know, was honest as well that I was depleted and not doing great physically. My hair was falling out. I was going through stuff. And obviously your physical health and mental health have a lot to do with each other. I'm not getting into that now. I'm not claiming anything, but at the end of the day, my blood work was not doing great, and I was not feeling great, and this wasn't the catalyst that made me change anything. It honestly wasn't. It was good to have that information, but I even, you know, told her, like, I'm not willing to change my diet. Like, I'm not doing that. And it was not until 5 months later that I made the shift, which had actually nothing to do with her or her ideas. I was on the supplements and all of the things that she gave me to, you know, supplement the things that I was lacking, which helped, of course, but my mindset around food was still poor. And so in August of 2024, I went to Namibia and went on a beautiful car camping trip with this girl that I literally just met. And it was wonderful and amazing. And when we got back from that like week-long adventure, I then met another friend, and I ended up staying with her for multiple weeks. But when we first met, we decided to, hang out, and she invited me over, and she's like, let's make waffles and like have tea and like enjoy the view and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, great, like that sounds super lovely. Like I'm super keen to get to know you. You seem so like creative and wonderful. And there was just this like cloud voice, whatever you want to call it, looming in the back of my head. Don't tell her that you're vegan. Don't tell her that. Allow her to be in charge of the recipe. Let her be in charge of the recipe. And so I did. I let her be in charge of the recipe, and the recipe had milk and eggs and sugar and white flour and, you know, things that I'm afraid of. And although scary, it gave me some form of relief that she didn't know that side of me, and all I had to do was follow her direction and and just be there and mix the thing and like not have to think about it. And that is so crazy. I'm like crying over waffles, but like that gave me so much relief. And that was the catalyst that broke the camel's back. And oh my goodness, for anyone that doesn't understand, this is so silly, but like but shortly after that, I recorded the I'm not vegan anymore video, which obviously I could have done and said things much better. I don't know, to be honest. I tried my best. At the end of the day, I tried my best. I do still believe that a restrictive diet, which again, I'm not arguing the ethics of it, I'm just saying that it is a food choice, a diet choice that is restrictive. Somebody with an ED on that diet is, in my opinion, not the greatest choice, because for me, I think the thing that I continue to justify my ED with was the, you know, morality of it. I felt like I wouldn't be a good person if I stopped doing this, and it was keeping me trapped in my mental health disorder. But when I posted the video, I had no intention to eat meat again. I really just thought I was going to become vegetarian, eggs and cheese. But over the course of several months of being vegetarian, I noticed that, dark cloud was still hovering over me around meat. And I was afraid of it. I tried to justify to other people and myself to not do that. But again, I just noticed that dark cloud still hanging over me. And so after about 4 to 5 months, I started doing a little bit of experimentation in that time, like the tiniest little piece of somebody else's plate or whatever, a little bite of this or a little bite of that here and there, just to kind of see how it made me feel. But I just kept on trying to justify, no, like this isn't right, like can't do that. But again, I had to recognize it was coming from a place of fear of food and not a place of, I was afraid. And so I then decided, nope, I can't have any diet. I had to be really honest and really real with myself, and it took a lot of effort and a lot of mental debate and moral debate as well. And I had to not have a diet. And I'm really glad that I made that decision for myself, because although painful and really, really difficult to do, it has helped me so much with my mindset around food. And I tried to keep it separate from my YouTube channel as much as I could, because honestly, I couldn't add that extra stress to my life. Like, I had to keep some things personal and to navigate it within my own being and try to figure this out within my own being. But then I also came to the conclusion that there was a really big dark cloud hanging above my head when it came to filming these videos. And that is where I am now. It's been a couple months since I've posted one. I don't know if I will ever share one again. I love recipes and I love cooking, of course, and I will continue to share recipe videos and fun cooking videos and things of that nature, because cooking is a creative art form that I've always loved. I've always loved it. But to film everything that I eat in a consecutive manner and share that with the world, I think is just a bit too much for my mental health currently. I want to close this video by saying that I know not everyone that has subscribed to my channel will want to continue to subscribe, because the video that got me the followers is no longer the type of video that I want to make, and that's fine. I respect the fact that I'm not for everyone, and I want everyone to stay in alignment and authentic to themselves, and I'm not that for everyone, and that's okay. It sucks, of course, but it is what it is, and I'm willing to put myself first in this situation. And ultimately, there's so much more that I want to share on this channel, from me being my silly, weird self in vlogs to my own story, actual sit-down chats about diet culture and stupid things that I see on the internet, to dedicated recipe videos sprinkled in with my weird self. So I hope you stick around. For the month of July, I'm going to be trying to post 2 videos a week, so hopefully you enjoy them. But I'm sending you so much love, and if there is any negative comments down in the comment section, please just ignore them. Just let them slide. I mean, people are allowed to comment whatever they want to. I respect everyone's individuality. Yeah, sometimes things are mean, but it is what it is. And I already appreciate all of the love and support down the comment section. Thank you. Truly, thank you for being here and supporting me. All right, I love you, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.